You're with Nikita from Qatar'sHub.com. Today we're talking to a very busy person, Anwar Nahiz. He's the ambassador of Brazil. Good morning, sir. Welcome to Qatar'sHub.com. The first question, what are the plans for the Brazilian community here in the country for the next year, 2010?
Yes, good morning. Thanks for giving me this opportunity for an interview. You know, it's always good for diplomats. You know, we need to be on the news. So thanks a lot. Our community here in Doha is a very peculiar one. We are around 500 persons, the Brazilians live in Doha. I would say that 70% of them, they are related to football. So they are either players, coaches, physiotherapists, medical doctors, and the other, let's say, 25%, they are pilots and airline personnel, because we had a very big international airline. This company went into bankruptcy, and the Qatar Airways took advantage of this professional labor we had, and they hired, Qatar Airways hired them with pilots or crew personnel. And the other 5%, they are everywhere. I mean, just some even works in Qatari government. So, in terms of plans, we are trying to bring some bits of Brazilian culture to Doha, not only for the community, but also to give Qataris in the expatriate community here some samples, some flavor, some taste of the Brazilian culture, okay? So I'm planning next year to do something similar to this, to bring other musicians from Arab origin and to make them interact with the Qatari counterparts in order to take advantage of the bridge made already by these first immigrants, Arab immigrants that came to Brazil by the end of 19th century, the beginning of 20th century. So I do not do many activities because Brazil is far away. It takes a lot of money and time to prepare all this. And as a government, we are linked and subject to a federal budget. So we need to plan, the budget has to be approved, the budget has to be distributed among all sectors, and then we get a share of this budget. So all this takes time. So I will not be in a position to plan many things. But I will try to do something as good as we have done for the first time with this exhibition and with the Andrés Gereissati performance tomorrow.
Great, sir. Of course, this enhances great cultural ties between the two countries. Coming to the second question, can you touch upon the areas in which Brazil is trying to enhance good diplomatic ties with Qatar?
Our relation with Qatar started just after Qatar's independence as a sovereign state. But our embassies, resident embassies, were open only recently. The Brazilian embassy here was opened in 2005, the Qatari embassy in Brasilia 2007, and we are still in the first steps, like preparing all the institutional framework for this relationship, like agreements, for instance, to sign the agreements. And the Brazilian businessmen are coming gradually to Qatar to explore new opportunities. In Qatar, many in the area of investments, are starting going to Brazil to explore new opportunities for doing business over there. So President Lula has come here to Doha, not on a bilateral visit, but as the representative of Brazil to the second Arab and South American Summit in last month of March. And now His Highness the Emir is going to Brazil on January 2010. So as you see, the relations are growing fast. So I'm sure that in the next few years we will have, I would say, a stronger and more substantive relationship in terms of trade and investments. Politically, it's very good.
In terms of the global financial downturn, many parts of the GCC countries are facing financial crisis, but many people consider Qatar to be a safer haven. What do you think, how safe are the Brazilian community in the country? How are the businesses getting a boost here in the country, especially with good opportunities here in Qatar?
As far as I know, as far as I can read, as far as I can know by the talks I've had with Qatari authorities and businessmen, Qatar was not that much affected by the international crisis. Mainly because Qatar banks were not so exposed to United States banks. And the second, because of this wise approach to development on the part of the Qatari business and government elite. They are doing things according to their possibilities. And Qatar has cash. Qatar has natural resources. And they are doing the right things in the right time. And this is the best advice to do things. Do things according to your possibilities. So that's what Qatar has been doing. And it was much less affected by the crisis than other countries in the region. And when Qatari banks were affected, government had the means to help them.
How is Brazil cooperating with Qatar to enhance the tourism sector in terms of increasing the number of tourists visiting Brazil and to know more about the culture of Brazil?
This is one of the points of the visit, His Highness visit. We will sign an agreement for cooperation in the area of tourism. Many Qataris go to Brazil for the most traditional activities like Carnival, like the Amazon, like wildlife. And now, more and more, Brazilian people are discovering about the Gulf. So first was Dubai, then there was a TV documentary on Doha, in the most famous channel in Brazil. And people are starting to come to the Gulf, and they go like they do Bahrain, Doha, and go back. And Qatar Airways is planning soon to open, to start a direct flight between Doha and Brazil. And this will undoubtedly increase the flow of tourism in both directions.
Thank you, sir, for your time. We're honored to have you on Qatar'sHub.com. Hope to see you soon.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.